A big win for Chelsea. There's no doubt about that. They had to win. They've got a very difficult week ahead of them. It's a tough place to go, Turf Moor, under Scott Parker. They make it hard for their opponents. It's also a cold, horrible, nasty winter's day. The first kickoff after the international break. But Chelsea stand up. Chelsea deliver. Chelsea get the job done. Make sure you're hitting like buttons. Make sure you are subscribing. Get that bell notification button turned on as well. Chelsea go second in the league, and I do believe this was a big win. I do believe this is a big win for Chelsea. It may not be the most significant. It may not be the biggest win of the season. It may not be the most beautiful of performances, but with a big week ahead, ending with the game at home against Arsenal. Now, who knows what happens in the North London derby, with an opportunity to close that points gap to a minimum of three. A minimum of three against Arsenal in just over a week's time. Today had to happen. And I'll be honest with you. I'll get it out of the way quickly. First 30 minutes, Burnley with a better team. First 30 minutes, Enzo Maresca and Chelsea hadn't quite got to grips with the way Burnley were playing, passing around a lot of the back, and then a run in behind to exploit the higher line of Chelsea. But once they'd made their adjustments, once the players worked out where to stand, the positions to be in, who to close down to stop those balls going over the top, Burnley offered very, very little in the game. And barring one hopeful long ball over the top that landed at the chest of Fleming in the second half, Burnley posed absolutely no threat whatsoever. No threat whatsoever. It was a competent, complete, and professional performance from Chelsea. It really was a big win for them in that regard. In terms of Chelsea themselves, look, my standout today was Andre Santos in the middle, more so for what he did off the ball than on it, but that's a massively important part of the game. I thought the commentator said this, and I don't want to plagiarize it, but I agree wholeheartedly. He ensured that Caicedo didn't need to come on. That's how good he was. Defensively brilliant today. His work off the balls were great. His recovery runs were excellent. So if a teammate gets caught out of position, he's there. If you need a last-ditch tackle, tackle or challenge, nick the ball off an opponent, bang, he was there again and again and again and again. And it was so important, so important indeed that he was there to do it. I thought he was brilliant. I thought Pedro Neto, I know a lot of Chelsea fans want to see Esteval start games, and I know that he was playing with Brazil, but obviously Brazil weren't in South America. They were in Europe this international break. I saw a lot of whinging and a lot of moaning online, and I understand why. But Neto came in and I thought was a constant threat throughout the entirety of the game. There was the ball to him, especially in that first half, was on the entire game. His goal, the goal in itself by Chelsea was excellent, and we'll get into that in more detail, but I thought that Neto did a fantastic job individually. I was impressed with Enzo Fernandez today, not just because of the goal, his overall performance. Cucurella was just Cucurella. I know that people hate that kind of analysis in 2025. I'm just pointing out when I say that he was just... it was so comfortable for Cucurella today. He didn't look threatened. He just looked absolutely at ease no matter what Burnley tried to do. Outside of the opening 25, 30 minutes where, as I've already mentioned, it took Chelsea a little bit of time to get to grips with them. But those are sort of my standout individual players, as I've already mentioned, from the team. But I just think it was a complete performance. I tell you who else I also liked today, like overall performance. I love what I was seeing from João Pedro, more so in the second half than the first half, but it was the pockets of space that he was dropping into, the pocket of spaces that he was dropping into, his touch and his ability to take the ball on the half turn and essentially fold Burnley inside out was just majestic. He had a couple of opportunities in the second half, maybe an earlier pass, maybe a better shot, and he would have got himself on the sort of score sheet or there was some GA, but I thought João Pedro overall was very good. The goal in itself for Chelsea, look, the first one was just brilliant. And Cucurella did this all day, by the way, made inverted runs on the inside to cause problems. Burnley play with a high line. This isn't sort of the Sean Dyche's Burnley. They play with a higher line. They play a more progressive style of football. And what Cucurella realised that if I run on the inside, I'll take a midfielder with me. I'll be able to push them back. He was then able to hold the ball up with that ball over the top. But because the defender's gone back with him, because the midfielder's gone back with him, because of his inverted run, there is then space for the Chelsea players to run into. Gittins moves inside a little bit, space on the ball. The cross from Gittins was fantastic. I think he's had a tough start to life at Chelsea and had a lot of criticism that I felt maybe is a little bit over the top. I think there's a real talent in there. It just takes some players some time to settle. But the cross from him was as good as any cross you'll see this weekend. It's as good as any cross you'll see for the rest of 2025. It was majestic. What I also liked was Enzo Fernandez for that goal. What Enzo Fernandez did, he didn't just loiter at the edge of the box. He made a run into a dangerous area. Maybe the ball will come to him. Maybe the ball will land at his head. But what he did with his run is he attracted, I want to say the player's name is Hartman. He attracted Hartman in, which then with Neto's run from deep gave him the opportunity to put the ball into the back of the net. And although it is considered a big chance because of where the header took place from, Neto still had a tremendous amount of work to do from that position and in that moment, and took his chance very, very well. And I felt after that point, probably up until the 70th minute, it was Chelsea's game. And the only area that I'm criticizing Chelsea in today is not getting that second or third goal earlier. And the one big chance to me that I wrote down here, yes, David, it's my notebook, was on the 52nd minute when Delap made a brilliant run, broke the offside line, or offside trap's probably the better phrase, breaks the line, breaks the offside trap, and is in on goal. First time pass needed. Enzo Fernandez, he's as free as a bird. Free as a bird in the middle. Square it to him. End the game. Remove the pressure. Enjoy the afternoon a little bit more. But he takes a touch or two and then turns outwards. And I'm not going to name the Chelsea fans in my group chats, but there's quite a few Chelsea fans I know that were like, Terry, KJ, do you want to take him? Do you want him at Man United? We don't want him here. Which, of course, is an exaggeration more than likely to that moment as opposed to a true thought. But should have killed the game off as well. There was a Neto hit in the post not long after that. There was a slight touch from Dubravka. Can't really blame that. But what I felt today, whenever Chelsea sped up the play, moved the ball quickly, after that first 25 minutes, they were so superior. And as I mentioned at the top, this puts Chelsea in a very nice position. This puts Chelsea, one, you get to sit back, and I'm so jealous. You get to sit back the whole weekend and enjoy it. Listen, I love my job. I'm so fortunate to talk football to you wonderful people. But all weekend, it doesn't matter what results happen. Liverpool could lose, City could lose. Man United play Monday night. It's the last game of the footballing weekend. There's always this weird pressure. When you play first, especially if you win, it just feels beautiful because now Chelsea can sit back, feet up, cup of tea in hand and just say, right, go on, everyone else, do your worst. The worst case scenario is everyone around them wins and the weekend ends in the same position. But Liverpool drop a point. If Newcastle pull off a win, if Spurs do them a little bit of a favour tomorrow, who knows? So Chelsea can sit down, relax and do it. But overall, as I said, I thought this was a very professional performance from Chelsea. It won't be one that DVDs are released over. It won't be a game even in a few months that Chelsea remember. But these are the important ones. And I know this will resonate with Chelsea fans listening. I know it's going to resonate. These are the games. And we heard Nina on Sky Sports this week. And I thought that so many non-Chelsea fans didn't just take Nina out of context, but they didn't even try to understand what she meant in that moment, but what Chelsea fans agreed. And I know it maybe because I speak to so many Chelsea fans. It's that case of course, you don't think Burnley are better than Arsenal or Barcelona. Nobody would ever think that. No one. Not even Don would think that, right? But it's the element of playing up against a team that's gritty, doesn't attack as much, sometimes will sit in that low block and make it hard for you, away from home, first game after the international break. Chelsea fans feel a little bit of an unknown going into these games sometimes. And that's why I thought today was such a big win. That's why today was so important, because the performances against the bigger teams invariably have been very good for Chelsea in the last 6 to 9 months. So now with Barca, I keep saying, but it is Barca. I don't know why Bayern Munich's in my head, but Barca up next in the Champions League, then Arsenal. Huge, absolutely massive for Chelsea. Well done on that performance today. And to top it all off, a clean sheet to boot. A clean sheet to boot. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Get that done right now for us, please. Let's go to some of your comments that have come in here. This from Grey Wolf Dinner, is one of our members, who says, Pedro Neto is the most disrespected player, even by our own fans. He is Chelsea's best winger, and he doesn't excite as much as Esteval, but we are coming for the winter champions. Arsenal is what Grey Wolf Dinner says here. Love that, bro. Loving the confidence, my friend. Loving the confidence there. Give Sanchez his respect. Yeah, Sanchez very good today. Sanchez very good. Well, look, I mean, I'll give him in goal, handling no issues, crossing no issues. Absolutely deserves credit. What I will say is, had luck slightly gone against Chelsea in the opening few minutes when he kicks the ball against Enzo Fernandez's head, maybe there'd be a different conversation, you know. And that's just one of those things where be aware of your surroundings a little bit more. But in terms of most of his goalkeeping elements today, I thought it was great. I see a few people in the comments saying, Terry, what about the penalty for Burnley? Listen, stop. Just stop. I understand technically, and I understand how you may view it as the goalie puts it down, passes it to, I want to say it was Tosin. It could have been Chalobah, I don't remember. And he runs off waiting for the pass back. The referee could have interpreted it that way. I don't want to see penalties for that. I want to see the rule changed. Honestly, think about him touching the ball with his hand. Where was the advantage? That's why it would be stupid to give a penalty for that, in my personal opinion. Never a penalty in a month of Sundays. The one thing I would say about referees, this isn't specific to today, though. Why do they warn defenders to stop fouling on corners and free kicks and then let the game go on? Why don't you just let them commit the foul and give the offence against them? I always find that one strange, but that works in every direction, every game, to be fair. Against Arsenal, Burnley was playing high or low block. What they do, though, Burnley, is they mix it up in games. Now, away from home, they typically sit a little bit deeper. But what they do throughout the course of games is they have spells. They have spells where they're sitting in deeper and hard to break down. They have spells when they're attacking and they push their line up, as you saw with the goal that went in late. Give me Guiu over Delap. Decision-making over taking shots when someone is free is something Delap needs to improve on. Also, Caicedo getting a nice rest. Yeah, I think Caicedo getting a nice rest is cool. Yeah, listen, I thought Delap did some good things on the ball today. I thought he had some good touches and some good turns. He had that shot early on in the game. And my view was he's getting a sighter in. But I understand, play the right ball. You know, play the right ball to Neto. Neto twines a lot of people up. I totally get the frustration. Told you about N'Golo Santos. Just needs the minutes. A very good performance today. Very, very good performance today from him. Caicedo rested 2, which is a win in itself. Yeah, I agree with you, Carey. I think that's a very, very, very important part in this game for Chelsea Football Club. There's no doubt about it. Big up, Terry. Worry about creating in the middle against Arsenal next weekend. Also, I bet Arsenal was a motivation for us to improve on corners. Well, I think you've been as good as Arsenal in the Premier League this year, by and large. I think goals from corners for you is quite high this season as well. I think you've had about 10. So I think it's been a motivation from everybody to get better at them. But I agree with what, I'm going to forget his name if I'm not careful, Gary O'Neill said on Monday Night Football about a month ago. Listen, you've got to have good crossers and players that are aggressive and can win headers. That's on the attacking team. But because you can concede penalties so much easier now than before because of VAR, defenders aren't getting away with the murder they got away with for years of pulling people, dragging people down. Because if the referee missed it, sometimes the referee would see it and not give it. But if the referee missed it, it was over and done with. You can't combine those two things together, and you've got good crosses of the ball. You've got very tall, strong players as well that can win headers, coupled with defenders that can't foul you anymore. It's not surprising that you've improved. And it's important to be good at set pieces. Never let anybody tell you that being good at set pieces should be looked at as some type of negative. It never has been. It never will be. Well, you can say it if you want, but I'm never going to push that narrative because that is crazy in my personal opinion. Someone said the chat always delivers. Chelsea fans are hilarious. But Chelsea fans should be happy today. Listen, Burnley weren't robbed today. They weren't robbed. Stop it. Oh, you're talking about each other. Sometimes I read comments and I think you're talking to me. It's like you say you care about football, but then your actions say otherwise. And then I read at the end, you're atting someone else in the chat. I was like, what have I done? What have I done now? We've got a great panel for you as well. We've got Winter Surfer. We've got the two Andrews. Right? We've got Winter Surfer. And I don't know if Andrew Barnes... Do you know Andrew Barnes is a very famous character in the Karate Kid universe? Are you aware of that? So you don't even know this. At Karate Kid 3, Andrew Barnes, the bad boy of karate. Yeah, comes back in Cobra Kai too. That's why the name stands out to me. I want to say it was Andrew Barnes. Now I've said it's Andrew Barnes. I'm like, maybe it weren't. Andrew Barnes, Karate Kid. I swear it was. I swear it was Andrew Barnes. Why is it not coming up? Was it? Oh, no, I'm a liar. It wasn't. It's not. It's Mike Barnes. It's Mike Barnes. It's Mike Barnes. That's why he didn't know he had a famous name. Because I got it fucking wrong. I love that film. That film, honestly, the Karate Kid film is what like started my infatuation with wanting to go to America as a kid. And when I went to California, so like when people go LA, California, everybody wants to do the same thing. They want to do all the tourist stuff. Like, where do you want to go? So I want to go to the beach from the first scene in Karate Kid. That's all I wanted to do. Just see that beach. And I saw it and I was like, boom, I'm done. I don't need to see anything else in the entire state. That's the one place I wanted to see. Loved it. Anyway, Mike Barnes. Some of you are so funny in the comments. I'm not going to read them out because I don't really understand them, but Ram ready with the fact check. Yeah, Ram. Yeah, it was. Z here says nice cross from Gittins, but I feel like he didn't do anything else. Need more. Neto man of the match. Delap has tunnel vision. He was in a position to bury the game 2 or 3 times, but didn't pass. Huge win. Barca next. Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you're saying there. I mean, I would have given I gave my man of the match to Santos. I thought he was fantastic. But everything else you said there, I absolutely agree with. That's why I praised Gittins for his cross. But I didn't think it was a brilliant game from him overall, if that makes sense. And I do think there's a lot more to come from that young man, as you see in that cross. But it needs to be more consistent in games, more consistent threat. Right, let's bring the panel out to have their say on the show. Let me put my earphones in. Got to turn the sound down a little bit too. Right, let me take some things off my screen. We've got something new coming to the terrace soon where when I press one button, everything will change all at once and I haven't got to like do it slowly and mechanically and whatever else. Right, let's do this. We've got Andrew Winter Surface here, Kojo's here, Kwess is here, and I'm not going to call him Andrew Barnes anymore. I'm calling him Mike Barnes. Welcome to the show, gents. Congratulations on the win, Winter Surfer.
Yep.
Really important that you picked up the 3 points today with the big head, but professional, comfortable, and second in the league.
Yeah, I got everything I wanted today. Everything. I didn't need a flashy performance. I just needed a win, and that's what I got today. It was an old school professional performance. That was an old school Jose Mourinho performance today. You know what I mean? That's what it was. And you know what's not being said, Terry? That's our 6th clean sheet out of 12 this season. 3 in a row. And I know
it's 3 in a row.
It's 3 in a row. I know we still like think that's we'll probably think that's our weakest part of centre backs because we're not trustworthy of them, but they should be praised on that. Andre Santos was man of the match for me. Very, very good performance. That's the position he should play in the Premier League, not higher up. That's the position he's suited to play in the Premier League. Like you said, didn't need to use Esteval, didn't need to use Caicedo at all. After about half an hour, we really took the game. They had a couple of half chances. We blocked them all. They had a half chance in the second half where Fleming just went over Badishil's head, and Fleming hit it over the bar. But like you said, I thought the second goal was coming. It was a lot later than what any of us would have wanted. We should have got that second goal way before, and that's probably we need to capitalize on that. But listen, this was what Nina said in the midweek was taken out of context, as you know. I think the fear is not of Burnley, it's how we play against teams like Burnley that we're perceived to try that we should beat. That's the fear of it. We don't know which Chelsea turn up because we go from playing brilliantly Tottenham away and then really crapping the bed against Karabag in midweek with the performances, and that's what it was. And it was just an overall professional performance, very comfortable, no issues whatsoever, and no bad performance for me. I know Delap could have put Enzo in, everything like that, but that's got to be learned. But yeah, sets us up perfectly for Barcelona. And like you say, we sit back and watch everyone else trying to.
Yeah,
I was going to say keep pace of us, but we're seconds. I can't say that, but you know what I mean.
Well, so all but one, but I agree, and that's the bit I'm most jealous of with Chelsea today. It wasn't just from a fan perspective, a perfect performance by and large, clean sheets, goals being scored, but it's the fact you guys can actually enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'm going to be stressed out until 10 o'clock on Monday night. I hear you. Kojo, my brother, hope you're well, my friend. What do you make of Chelsea today?
Hey, listen, man, a very professional performance by Chelsea today. It's funny. I thought we were going to cause a little bit of issues. I don't like watching that game. I can't lie to you. And I say that because I'm looking at our pattern of play, and I've been saying it since the beginning of the season. I don't mind boring football. It's just not penetrative. And and when I'm watching Chelsea, the one thing that hurts me about their gameplay. So I'm going to talk about a few different aspects. Number one, I need Gittins to get it into gear. And I know you guys are going to gas it because he got the assist, and I hear it. But I've been telling you from the beginning of the season, the one thing I don't like about Gittins is if you slow a defender down, you take him back up. You go past him again. He did it again. And I don't know if it's just new age football or whatever it is. You're playing on the left wing and you slow a man down. You then take him then. Why are you slowing him down and then coming right back inside and squashing the play when there was so much space between the edge of the box and the touch line? Oh, that's the touch line, but the I don't even call it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. And that gap there, he never attacks it aggressively. So I said it's what ends up happening is, right? Yes, I was watching the same game, and I'm analyzing from a football perspective. So don't worry, you put your WWE stuff because we're not talking about wrestling here. Now, so the key thing here is, right, that I said before,
you actually look like the wrestler, though. But don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay, it's great when it works, when you cut inside and you get an assist. I hear it, but I'm looking for the longevity of the team in terms of how can we do more. And that last bit is what I want to see Gittins do. I want him to be aggressive, so that when that defender gets to you, he knows that you can go either way. Right now, it's very much you're on cutting the right-hand side, trying a little jinking, and unless you're scoring goals and on putting the balls really close to the goalkeeper and making it dangerous play, you're not that scary. So I just want to see that from him. Pedro, I think, was a great game today. Was aggressive, was attacking that right wing. I want to see that more consistently over every game, right? Just take that man on and get that ball in. Delap, love him. Only little thing is, I think Guy just kind of showed him a little bit of what he needs to do today. Just get your head up.
Delap was good.
I said he was decent. Yeah, today he was decent.
Oh my God! Oh shit!
Hold on.
I'm sorry, I know what the problem was. I didn't have my glasses on.
Hold on, bro. You listen. Just put sellotape on your mouth and you'll be okay. You have to listen sometimes. So the key thing is Harry Potter. Keep quiet, man. Listen. The key thing here is that what I'm saying about Delap, as a Guy was showing him what he needs to do today. He needs to get his head up. Okay, because Guy would in a few minutes did something that Delap didn't do, which is what you're talking about. The 52nd minute is that the same thing. Get your head up, and you'll have seen that there's a pass to be made at the last minute. He didn't do that. But I love the fact he drives. I love the fact that there's a couple of times where Delap's getting fouled. He gets back up and he goes again. We need that from Delap. You know what I'm saying? I know you have to rest him because he's just coming from injury or a couple of other games. My thing is just simply the pattern of play right now for me, for Chelsea. I want to see a bit more penetrative football. It's slow oftentimes, and we're still doing side to side. We're lucky Burnley were toothless. That again, when we're toothless, it's okay because we get to show up a little bit and we get a few chances, we score. But when you're playing a better team, it will be shown. We'll be shown that we can't actually hang with the big boys. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But I'll rest it there. You get me? Like, I think it was a solid performance professionally. I just think we're toothless, and I think we're a little bit toothless, and I think we're a little bit lacking penetration. It's not as aggressive when we're up front. But great play from Sanchez too. I love his quick throwing out the balls as well. So just wanted to say that little piece. You get me?
It was awful. I'm sorry. Can I go next?
Go on, Jimmy. Go on, because
I know game is all about perspective, but oh my gosh, Delap was one of the worst players on the pitch. He did nothing and he left covered in mud. I've never seen that in my life. He did nothing and he left covered in mud. He looked like he was playing rugby. Look at when he walked off the pitch. He looked like he was playing rugby and he did nothing. And this is the game you complain about, Giddens? The problem was, I don't know if you didn't see, Chalobah cannot play the ball to the left. Giddens didn't even get the ball as much as he should. Every time Giddens touched the ball, he was a threat. Every time Giddens touched the ball today, he was a threat. There's games where I can agree with what you said. Today is not that day that you can go at Giddens. Every time he touched the ball, he was a threat. Every time. Delap was horrible. If Jackson played like Delap played today, they would be killing them. So I'm coming with that same energy. You can't get rid of Jackson and bring me back a dollar store version of Jackson, because that's what Delap has been. That's what he's been. He's been crap. I'm just being honest. Huey came on, and that little bit of time and showed Delap what he should do. Play intelligent football. Don't just be a brute. Play intelligent football. Huey did everything we're supposed to do. He beat his man, and instead of trying to just be this, I'm a striker, I'm going to take a shot. No. Got his head up, put the ball in the dangerous area. Playing smart football. That's what's been bothering me lately about our players. Neto played smarter today. I got to give it up to players who I've been bashing. Tosin is one of the players who helped open up the game today. Because at the game, we was looking stagnant like normal, and then Tosin started being smart, playing those balls over the top. We can't go left with Chalobah. There's nothing you can do. Chalobah don't play left. I don't know why. He just doesn't do it. He doesn't have confidence in himself to do it. So other than that, Sanchez, he's killing me with his throw-ins. He's putting us under too much pressure. Sanchez got to be smarter with that. At the end of the game, he was putting us under pressure. He has to be smarter. Other than that, I have no problem with Sanchez. His claiming and all that, cool. But today was one of those games where Sanchez had me scary. And he had me scary in a long time. And I'm one of his biggest critics. But Delap was terrible. I need more from Delap. As a matter of fact, because it's Barca and because of how good he came on, I would play Huey. I'm starting Huey. I'm sorry. I would start him Tuesday against Barca. I'm starting him.
When it comes to Delap, do you feel like I get your point with the Nico Jackson element, and he got a lot of criticism, but do you think because Delap's just arrived, he missed the beginning of the season, there's going to be a little more leeway with him in terms of the criticism because he's brand new as opposed to Jackson after 2 years, if that makes sense?
You know what changed that? The red card. The red card changed that. I'm sorry. The red card escalated. That red card sped it up for me. You came back, you played, you did that. You missed how many games and you came back and did that? That means you're ready. When you come out and do something that stupid, you must be telling me, oh, you're ready. You're ready. If you can come back and do something that stupid, you're ready. So yeah, I'm on his heels. Pause. I'm on his heels. That's just me. People can say it's agenda, whatever. I'm tired of not having a number 9. People could say, well, I don't care who. I'm tired of not having a number 9. You guys can give people time. I don't have time to give people time for the number 9. You hear that? That's a bar. I don't have time to give people time at number 9. You need to be coming in, scoring goals. If you ain't scoring, next man. That's it. Next man. I ain't got time. Score goals.
I hear that, and I will say I am loving, by the way, I'm loving the American History X style filter, the black and white. It's I'm going to watch that movie tonight. Now. That's my movie.
It's my own thing. It's my own. If you see anybody else do it, they stole it. It's my own.
I like it. Kwess, long time no see, brother. Hope you're well. What's your thoughts on Chelsea today? You know, mixed bag of reviews from our Chelsea fans today. Some good, some bad. Overall happy though. What are you saying?
Yeah, first of all, before I even talk about my team, I just want to say I saw David in the chat. How dare you, David? He said that he couldn't believe we were upset, all right, after a win. But I see him all the time when United's here, cooking and frying his own players. So, David, I love you. But if you don't get out...
You can't take him seriously, though, Kwess. This man, this way you can't take David seriously. He's gone from a couple of weeks ago saying we'll be lucky to avoid relegation to if Šeško comes back after his injury and he's firing, we could win the league. So you can't take David seriously. He's a lovely bloke. He's a nice man. He is so emotional. It's almost menopausal. Do you know what I'm saying? The emotions are mad, bruv.
Hey,
I
wasn't saying that, David.
I call it estrogen. It's estrogen.
Yeah,
but listen,
I know what it is.
Estrogen.
But
I was gonna say it was almost like gone.
I didn't get to see the full of the first half, so I've missed a lot of it. But second half, especially, I actually thought we were doing well. I know why there's criticism for Delap. I get it. In a lot of the games, it's hard to understand what Delap's work is. His work is to press the back line and put pressure. He's not been brought in to give us 25 goals. I know it's frustrating, but he's just not. And if we don't, I get it, Jimmy, but if you don't understand that, you're going to be hurt every week. That's not what we brought him in to do.
No.
Nobody
brings in the number 9 to give them no pressing. Stop. He doesn't work at the cleaners, bro. He's a striker. Don't tell me about this. This new age football is killing me. He's a striker, bro. He needs to be scoring goals.
Yeah, but we know, first of all, okay, let's add context. Also, and what we're not going to hold on. Because what we're not going to do is we're not going to turn this into civil war. We've seen what happened between David and Figgy the other week. No one's meeting me outside. No civil war. We won today. There will be peace. There will be tranquility. Yeah.
We're not going outside.
But listen, I get what you're saying. Yeah. The thing is, and people are going to say, I said that he's not been brought in for goals. That's not what I said. He's not been brought in to get you 30 goals. That's not Delap's work. In the same way, Guiu won't get you 30 goals playing in this system and this way, and neither will João Pedro. That this system will not give strikers 30 goals because they're not the focus in this system. The focus in this system are the wingers. That's why I can understand what Kojo is saying about Gittins being so frustrating, because we've seen wingers at this club who get it back in blood. If they lose the ball, they're back at it. If they get on the ball, they're getting their defender 1v1 and cooking them, frying them. That's what I love about Neto's work, that I say is frustrating sometimes about Neto, because even though he scored today, sometimes he's not consistent enough in that. But I'll give credit to Neto today. In the same way, that's why Stamford Bridge and every other stadium that Chelsea fans visit, they cheer for Esteval, because they know when it comes to Esteval, it doesn't matter who the fullback is, he's getting to it. So you can say all this about, he should be doing this, should be doing. He's not going to do it because that's not what the system is there to do. It's not to provide strikers 30 goals.
That is BS. That is BS. That is BS.
Let me finish, Jimmy.
Bro, but we don't even have goal-scoring wingers, so you can't tell me this system is set up for the wingers.
We have Esteval and we have Neto.
Like that.
Bro, those are not goal-scoring. Those are not goal-scoring wingers.
So, Jimmy, what do we have? You tell me.
Esteval is a goal-scoring winger, but the rest of them are not. They are not goal-scoring wingers. They're not.
And that's our problem.
But it's not the problem. The problem is, bro, our number 9 needs to be scoring. I don't know. What he just said is not... Okay,
you didn't go out and buy a proper number 9 then. You should have gone and bought our
I don't think
you could have got Lewandowski. You spent some money on a proper striker. You didn't.
Let him address me so I can address it.
Listen, I'm going to tell you why. Kwess said this system is not designed for the number 9 to score. That is not true.
Whoa.
That's what you just
hang on. No, but I don't think he didn't say not to score. He just said not to be like the striker's probably not going to score 30 goals a season.
Yes.
There's a difference.
But that sounds good. Am I asking for 30 goals?
I don't know what you're asking for, to be honest with you.
He has none.
Okay. Conceptually, I get it with Delap. I'm not saying I'm in love with Delap's work right now. I think when we played Wolves, I was on here criticizing Delap. I said he should do better. Contextually speaking, this is what he's like second or third game back. He's coming off a hamstring, and that changes the way you play, especially for a player like Delap, whose game is to sprint and be a brute. That is Delap's game. So even his fundamentals are going to be affected by certain injuries. I'm not giving him a blight. I'm just saying I understand why currently he's ineffective. And I'm not happy about it. I'm with you, Jimmy. I don't like Delap's work rate right now. I don't like his output right now. The fact that Guiu can come in and look better than him is scary to me. Now, I might actually just put that down with Guiu, down to education. Because there's a difference between La Masia and Man City's academy.
Oh, no, come on. We're not doing that.
Let me land, man. Goodness gracious, Jimmy. Let me land today. I'm on a plane. Let me land, yeah? Sometimes you just can't sometimes it's just down to quality. You can have 15 Delaps, bro, and sometimes they just don't have that thing because it's not been taught. It's not been coached into them. Even when Delap was at Ipswich, yeah, you go and watch all of his breakdown videos. The same thing was made about Delap. His ball striking is phenomenal, but his accuracy is not. So actually, you have to put him in the position maybe 2 or 3 times to get 1 goal. That's the thing with Delap. So if you're expecting Delap to give you even 15 goals this season, you might be hurting yourself. I've always said, Gyökeres, look at Gyökeres as what you're going to get from Delap 4 or 5 seasons from now. That's the kind of player you're probably going to get. A runner
is crap too. I don't want that either.
Yeah, you're doing far too much because
no, I'm not doing too much.
Just one of the best strikers.
No, bro. I don't know how long you've been a Chelsea fan. That's crap striking to me,
bro. I grew up. I grew up not even a mile away from Chelsea, bro. You're further away than I am.
Exactly.
Strikers score goals, bro. Strikers score goals. Strikers score goals. You can give me the Firmino and all those guys. Blah 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 blah. I don't care about that.
Let me ask a question. Let me just step in and ask a question here because I understand both. When I know you want a striker that scores goals, and Kwess is saying I don't think we've got a guy right now that's going to score 30 a season. How many Kwess do you think when he finds his feet? What do you think he's going to give you? Let's say first of all, what do you consider a good level of output where you would go? That's my striker scoring goals, Jimmy. What's a good level of output?
If Delap was going to be my striker for 30 plus starts, I expect 15 plus goals, anything between 15 and 18. That's what I want from my starting striker for Chelsea. You know why? You're going to get a lot of chances, bro. You're going to get a lot of chances. You need to score because Jackson best season, how many goals did he score? 14?
So I agree with that. My question to you, Jimmy, I don't overly disagree with your number. What big chances did he have to actually score today?
My problem with him today was his decision making.
I agree with that.
What? Yeah. 3-on-1, play on the left, play on the right. He shoots from 25 yards out. Stupid footballer. Stupid. That's just stupid.
Too much,
Take
man.
the pass.
Too much. You can never say it to his
face.
Let me jump to Andrew Barnes for a second. Andrew Barnes ain't spoke yet. What are you saying, Andrew Barnes? What you say? Oh, Mike Barnes. Sorry, Mike. Go on, Mike.
Yeah, Jimmy, by your logic, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I'll say, Jimmy, so by your logic, you want your striker to score, then he took the shot, and then you don't.
No, y'all not gonna simplify. Come on, don't dumb it down. Don't be that stupid. Come on, you're smarter than that. You're smarter than that. He took the shot from outside the box.
Yeah, so I get it, Jimmy. So I'll tell you what I think with Delap. I agree with the number that you said, like 15 to 18 goals. I believe Delap can give us. I agree with that number. I'll tell you what happened with João Pedro when he came into the team. He scored immediately, and that built his confidence. João Pedro has been up and down, but in the last 3 games, he scored twice already for us. Whatever position he's played, he scored twice already for us. Against Tottenham, against Wolves. I think that Delap is a confidence player like any striker. As soon as he gets that first goal, he will start to perform because he played for a bad Ipswich. And again, I am not defending him. I'm saying today he had a shit game. Today, Delap had a really bad game. He should have made better decisions. We would have been in a better position. Because the first 15 minutes, I agree with Kojo. It was a really, really boring game to watch. At some point in time, it was a little nervous because Burnley were doing things to us. But because they don't have the bite, they don't have the sharpness in the box, we sort of got away with it. Sanchez, he had a good game. So every time we have a clean sheet, I am going to say, I'm going to say, hey, Sanchez did a good job there. But Sanchez also has bozo moments, right? Sanchez also has bro, are you selling your hats? Like, what are you doing?
It's Delap stuff. It's cap. Stop the cap with the Delap.
No, but
Jimmy, you're doing too much, man.
Like, how's it cap? I'm saying 15 goals.
Yo, bro, you do you. Just stop the cap with Delap.
Yeah, but let's let Andrew finish, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, I think that today, like this game, we needed to win it in whatever way, and we won it with a clean sheet. So that's a great win. We made sure that Caicedo sat on the bench. That was a great win for us, and I'm glad Santos played in his preferred position or the ideal position because, we saw he was able to control the game. And for me, by adding a goal and in the assist before the assist, I think Pedro Neto had a good game today because. For me, he is the most disrespected or underrated player because, yes, he does a lot for the team. His work rate is amazing, but he's not clinical. He doesn't always like give you that edge because he's supposed to beat his players. He keeps trying that. He doesn't wow you like Esteban for sure. Gittins also has the ability to do so. Okay, today, like Kojo said, like he was not getting the ball, so he was not being able to like impact the play. But for me, why this game was special is because we won it away. It's third clean sheet in a row. And the most important thing for me is that like Maresca told Esteban to sit down as soon as we got the second goal. And I was like, okay, he's rested for like Barcelona. And I think these things are important. Now, coming to the striker against Barcelona, I genuinely think that they will play Pedro Neto. João Pedro as the striker because he won't take any risk like against Barcelona. I think that he will do this, and then after that, if he doesn't, then like I'm okay to be wrong. For me, the difference between Marc Guiu and Delap is that Guiu has played at Barcelona. He's played at Chelsea. He's already scored. He scored in the Conference League. He scored in Barcelona when he started for the first time for them. He has this sort of this mentality, even when he was called back. Like Jackson didn't want to come back, and I get it, that's his personal thing, but he came back. He said, hey, I'll come back, I want to help this team. So there's this proper Chelsea mentality with this guy, and I like to see that this boy like does better because there is quality. If you come from La Masia, even if you're like mid-tier there, you definitely have quality above many other teams. So I fully back this guy. I think Delap is going to take time because of his injury, because of the quality of team that he's come from. I think there is going to be like, moments where we have to, as fans, we have to like call him out on his crap games that he's playing. But he's still a young striker. He's still going to take time. And I know, Jimmy, when you're talking about strikers for us, you're looking at Diogo Costa and Drogba's and you're comparing, like, this guy is not going to go there like now, but he will give us that work rate. Yes, he will make shit decisions, but he will still hold the play up. He will still fight in the box. That's why he looks like a rugby player, because he's always physically like, trying to be there. And that's why he got his red card, because sometimes he's losing his cool. So this is the coach has to like talk to him and be like, hey, you want to play for this team? This is a quality team. We're playing in a certain way. We're building in a certain way. You need to like keep your shit together, keep your cool. And then, because when there are young players around you, there's no excuse. When you have Marc Guiu as a like direct position for you, if you have Esteban who's younger than you, and then if you have Andre Santos and all of these guys who can show maturity, like there is no excuse for you. You need to like build up from there. And last thing I'll say about Sanchez is his bozo moments. Like, man, this guy always, like, he keeps me on the edge of my seat. He had a good game, but like, passing that ball.
Do you guys all hold your, when you guys, I know, like in goal, like save wise, I don't think anybody does it, but when he's got the ball at his feet, do you guys hold your breath a lot? Do you find yourself holding your breath low? Like,
it's his throw out.
I don't.
His throw out. His throw out. He throw the ball to anybody. He kicked the ball off of Enzo's head. Like, I don't know, what are we talking about?
But Terry, if I was the referee in that game,
it's some Chelsea fans.
The thing is, he's a decent keeper,
bro. He's a blooper. He's a walking blooper. All you need is the Benny Hill music.
I hear that. On what Andrew Barnes just said, do you guys think you were lucky not to concede a penalty today?
I think so. No,
with the handball?
I'll tell you why. No.
What you got to play was in the box if you want to get technical.
It's so clear. He passed the ball and he stood for the pass back. So and that's why I don't get Sanchez. The same Sanchez who did that. He did the pass and he stood for the pass. There was a bozo moment. The last goal, right? The second goal that we scored, I think that was a beautiful goal overall, like from the build-up, because this guy, Gusto, passed it to him with his feet. He so nonchalantly like took it like the first time. And
I don't know what Gusto was thinking. I don't know why he went back to the keeper.
That's it. So
like, what are you doing?
What are you doing passing to this guy in the box?
It was a crazy moment. It was a crazy moment.
I gotta give Sanchez props for that, because he was
but that full goal was a wonderful.
He was cool under pressure right there.
We will show it as part of our like good goals, because it was a full team goal and it looked beautiful.
Yeah.
But I had my heart in my throat when he
Maga here says, big up Terry. It's a little frustrating at times, but this young team is slowly growing in front of our eyes. The future will be bright. I agree. I've criticized Chelsea at times this year when they need to be criticized, but you are closing the gap on the better teams in the Prem. There are still areas that you need to improve on, and I think that's how you hold a title challenge until game week 38, and that's some better centre backs that stay fit. And I do still think you need those marginal gains by getting a better goalkeeper. Outside of that, no one in the Premier League. I don't even have anybody in Europe has a largely better midfield. Your attack, I think you might still need one more experienced player up there, but there's great talent. So Mega, you're there or thereabouts. There's a few more areas that
by the
you
way,
need
though,
to improve.
Terry, seven clean sheets in the league.
Sorry. David here keeps saying no one's mentioned Neto. Every single person has mentioned Neto being disrespecting and being brilliant. I know you want us to take our boys out and put a sock on it and go, oh, Neto, he's had praise. He's had praise, David.
Yeah, Neto got praise.
We all did it. It's really, sorry,
he
Kwess,
might
I
be,
interrupted
Terry,
you,
he
sir.
might he might be a bit delayed. He might be like 15 minutes behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
True.
true.
It's that menopause. Yeah. That's what it is, bro. It's the menopause.
No, I was just gonna say, like, for me, like, there really shouldn't be any negativity off the back of this game. Definitely criticisms for different players. Like, I know Jimmy will be mad because I said from the start of the season the most important signing was Garnacho. And I know that he cooked me, fried me, all right? And that's how we came to a common understanding. And I said from the start of the season, Gittins will be the problem. If you buy a Gittins to replace Madueke, you've not replaced Madueke.
How's Gittins the problem?
I'll finish. Don't worry, Jimmy, right? I'm not saying he's the problem, but you didn't hear me correctly. So what I'm saying is he's not much of an improvement over the production of Madueke. That's why when Arsenal played the first 2 or 3 games and you saw Madueke doing all that stuff, cutting to the byline, blah, 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 people were screaming for Madueke because that's what he does. He doesn't do it consistently enough, but that's what he does. So for me, I understand the criticisms for all these players. I don't think there's any reason to be negative. Right now, we are second in the league. If results were to go our way this season, I mean, this weekend, we could be laughing. And the thing is, I'm not one of these people that's going to be like, league title's on, yeah, we're in the title race. No, but you got to understand, sometimes you just got to play remember I said this in the summer, Terry, you have to play your role in the league. If we aim for 4th, cool. If we find results as we're going and people drop, that's when we can see the opportunities. Like I said, midweek as well, come Feb time, if we're still here, if there's a push, you push. Right now, the squad is actually primed for this. Don't forget today, Enzo Fernandez, who's been getting fried last couple of weeks because he's not been having a GA, scored again today. Wonderful finish. And the play that actually gave him that opportunity, wonderful piece of play. I always say about Maresca's games, if you watch the first half, you're always going to be upset. He doesn't coach good first halves because what he wants is full control of the game. He's not trying to create massive opportunities, even though there will be chances. This is where, let me finish. This is where, right, you will find that inexperienced and young teams will not give Maresca the out, because they haven't got the experience and the know-how to take advantage of those minor chances. That's what you'll see improve over time. And by the way, we are second in the league, having scored what? I think it's the second most amount of goals in the league right now. We know our defense is not that great. Joint, right? With Sanchez, who everyone says, Bozo keeper. We got to stop cussing our players. Sanchez on the same amount of clean sheets as David Raya. Drink it in. I tried to tell you in the summer, it's not that bad. And also, we are playing without Levi Colwell, our best ball progressor, and without Palmer. If anybody would have told us we would be here right now, we would be laughing. And I tell you why I bring up Garnacho, because you lot in the chat want to laugh at me. Because if Garnacho was there one-on-one at fullback, he would have fried the defender at least.
Oh my gosh. Okay, man, I can't take enough is enough.
Don't take it, Jimmy.
Let me. I can't take no more. Enough of this.
Jimmy, we don't claim you as we don't claim you over here with the Chelsea fan base.
You just gave
we reject you, bro.
Bro, you just gave a dissertation. I loved it. You get an A+, everybody.
Bro, this is not the Avengers. There's no need for civil war. You're bringing up negativity for no reason. We just won the league.
No, bro. What you just said.
Why is your head hot, bro?
What you just said
was cap on.
He doesn't got any hair on the head.
What you just said was comical, bro. It was comical. What's up with Coco Beware up here? You all right, bro? You think you got what's up with Coco? You all right? You good?
I hear it still.
Yeah, too much creatine, bro. Relax.
I've never had creatine, but I do eat men like you for breakfast, mate.
No, you don't eat men like me. Pause. Men don't eat me.
I've been married
for 20 years.
Where are we going?
No man eats me. I've been married for 20. If my wife heard you say that, she would go get her gun. No man eats me. My wife downstairs.
All right, man. Land, Jimmy, man. Land.
Back to what this this garbage Kwess just said. And keep in mind, this is not even about today's game. Great game. So let me get this out the way for people who think I'm being negative.
Yeah.
If you watch my channel, you will see me say today, only thing I need is for Caicedo not to have to play, no injury, 3 points. That's all I wanted. Caicedo not have to play, no injury, 3 points. I got all three. So I'm happy about that. But when we go to analyze the game, we break down each individual player. I disagree with this Gittins attack. Because first of all, let's stop acting like Garnacho has had more better games than Gittins. Gittins
He has.
No, Gittins had two man of the match games. 2 man of the match games. And today, every time he touched the ball, the fact that y'all try to criticize Gittins today is crazy to me. It's
I'm not criticizing him. I'm just saying I understand why he gets the criticism. He's not lethal. He's not lethal in our team right now.
What is Garnacho?
More lethal than him.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Well,
not at all.
That's my opinion.
Not at all. Not at all. You talking mid versus mid. You acting like one better than another. The first of all, the bad signing was Garnacho, not get. I'm saying bad signing was Garnacho, not Gittins.
Why? Why do you think that?
Because Gittins was always the signing. He was the project. You don't bring in 2 projects. Why you sign a project? You get your project. Okay, you got your project. Gittins is the guy you think he's at this level and you think he can reach here. You don't back him up with another project. Garnacho's a project. Chelsea, I'm saying Terry's a Man United fan. Is he not a project? He's a project. He's not a finished player.
100 plus games in the Prem. I don't know if you're the same kind of project.
That makes it even worse. That makes it even worse. 100 plus games in the Prem, and he still look like that.
What's their GA? Both of them.
Either way, it doesn't make a difference on what I was saying about Gittins. I wasn't saying that Gittins is a bad player.
No. That was for him. That was for his Gittins. I understand what you were saying about Gittins. I'm talking about him. When he tried to make it seem like Gittins was the bad signing. No, they signed Gittins first.
I didn't say he was a bad signing.
Was the bad signing. Garnacho was the bad signing.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah. Man United fans celebrated when he left. That always tell you something.
We celebrated when Madueke left. It doesn't mean it was a bad signing for us.
You celebrated when Madueke left. I didn't celebrate.
You should have celebrated.
Why are we talking about a player who didn't even play today?
Who?
Because he's propping them. These guys.
No. What we're not going to do is we're not going to act like I'm saying things that are crazy.
You are.
My point is.
You are.
My point is, right, that I understand the criticism that Gittins gets because when Garnacho plays, there is a confidence in that he will produce.
No, it's not.
Even if
from you.
Well, maybe for you, Jimmy. You know, in my country, my language, when we say "would Jimmy," that means you're not seeing sense, bro. So
listen to me.
Hold that. But let me just say this:
you have confidence in Garnacho.
Yeah, I do, because he's a better player than Gittins is right now.
No, he's not. They're the same level of player.
But why? Tell me why. No. Hold on, Andrew. Tell me why.
They're literally the same level of player.
You're still not telling me why.
Tell you why what?
Tell me why he's a better player. What does he do that is better than what Gittins does?
Did anybody hear what I said? Did I say he was better? Or what did I say? He's the what? Same level of player.
But I'm not saying that overall Garnacho is clear of Gittins. I'm just saying right now he is the better player.
No, how? Based on what?
Check the GA.
The GA is probably the same. What are you talking about?
Okay, but if it's one better, it's still better.
Bro, you talking now?
Okay, but that is actually factually the truth.
You know what a ventriloquist is? You're the best because it looked like you talking out of your mouth, but everything you say is coming out of your ass, bro. You talking out of your ass.
That is, if he's got even one more goal than Gittins, then he is currently better. If their job is to score goals and create chances, if he has even one more assist.
So wait, time out. So assisting a GA is the only way?
Jimmy, you're not answering my question.
I asked you a question. Is GA the only way?
I don't even know what that is.
So if he has one, how many man of the match games Garnacho have?
I don't focus on that. I just said,
help you out. None.
I just said GA.
There has not been one game this year. Garnacho was the best player on the pitch. Gittins has been the best player on the pitch in 2 games. The best player on the pitch.
What games were they, by the way?
What? Now you're gonna ask me what game?
Jimmy, don't hyperventilate. I'm asking you a question.
I don't know. If you want to do that, what games did Garnacho score? Since you want to do that,
the Champions League.
Champions League. Did you believe it?
Oh, you said that like I said the Conference League. No, Champions League is a big competition, bro.
Gittins got man of the match in the Champions League. You don't see how you got set up?
No, I don't know. I don't know if I did get set up. I'm looking around me. I don't know.
You was ready to brag about a Champions League goal, but he got man of the match in Champions League. What's
no,
that?
Jimmy, you asked me what game did he score in, and I told you
exactly. And you said, "Oh, Champions League."
Yeah, and in the Premier League, he's got 1 goal and 2 assists. By the way, this is not about Gittins versus Garnacho. I'm just saying currently, Garnacho is the better player on that side for us.
He's not.
Okay, but then we said about GA, and since I've asked you, you've not said anything to me about GA. So I'm a little bit disappointed, Jimmy.
I'm not a stat merchant. I don't have to do that. I don't have
to clarify. Can I just butt in?
To be honest,
I don't have something small.
Hang on. I just want to say something. Hang on, Andrew.
It's about to
Andrew, I
happen.
want to say something. Gittins actually has 1 more GNA than Garnacho this season.
Okay, but it's
wait.
Oh
wow! Oh,
where are you seeing that?
Next, bro.
Where are we seeing that? Where are we seeing that?
Your eyes got X's over it. You're dead. You're dead. He doesn't
Where
even have more DNA.
Where we seeing that? Where we seeing that? Because if I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up.
You're dead.
No,
Just give it up.
He's got one Premier League assist, one Champions League assist.
What competition? Because I knew you do that Winter Surfers.
What competition? They're on the same team.
Jimmy,
they're in the same competitions.
Jimmy, my ears are hurting because you keep shouting.
That's what I want to see.
I can't believe
my point is this.
I'm sorry. Are they in different competitions?
Guys, we are going to continue this conversation on another day. Boston here says Jimmy is that uncle that comes to the cookout just to PTOS starts up fights over old NBA games. There we go. Look, gents, we'll have some more Chelsea conversations later on this weekend. There's no doubt. This is going to redirect you to Hassam's watch along as it's 0-0 versus Liverpool and Nottingham Forest right now. So go and support my brother Hassam over there. We're live after Liverpool, Forest, and Newcastle, Man City today. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to my panel. Fantastic conversations, fights, and arguments as well. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.